see. Should be ready to go. I think I am on live. Hi everybody, how are you doing? Happy Monday. I think it's Monday. I can't believe it's already Monday. Welcome to ARodesky Genealogy, this channel. My name is Angela Rodesky. I never introduced myself when we started this whole 12 days of research giveaway, and I felt bad about that, but I kind of thought you might know who I am. But just in case you're new to the channel, thought I would introduce myself. It looked like I've got something stuck over my ear. Welcome. Today is day 4 of the 12 days of research giveaway. I am so happy to be able to do this. Thanks to some wonderful sponsors. They have donated some great products, so I can share those products with all of you guys, and you have the chance. Hi Melanie, you guys have the chance to listen about the products, learn a little bit more, and even register for one of the giveaways. So to let you know, all of the links are down below. So you have links down below to my website, to all my social media sites. You have links to the company who I will be speaking about, which happens tonight to be Newspaperscom. You will also have the link down below to register. And sometimes I think I put down there register for giveaway or register, so you guys can go down there, click on them, and do it. Oh, hi Ellen, how are you doing from Canada? Wow, thank you. That is really, gosh, what time is it where you're at right now? So all of the links are down below, and I am so happy you guys are joining me here, and we're going to talk about Newspaperscom. I had put in the message at the beginning, I was wondering how many of you use newspapers when you do research? If you use newspapers, if you've thought about it, and maybe what kind of things you're doing with the newspapers. So let's go ahead and get a little bit started. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with newspapers, Newspaperscom. And for you, if you're watching me now and you're watching me live, or you watch this later and you wonder why I'm going bebopping back and forth, it's because I have one big computer here, I have another screen over here, and then I have a screen set up over here, so that way I can watch all of the other social media sites, because I do receive messages, instant messages from Facebook and stuff. So I'm not crazy. I'm just trying to make sure I get everybody's questions answered, and I don't want to leave anybody out at all. So Newspaperscom, great company. Yes, they are owned by Ancestry.com, and today they have given me the opportunity to give to you guys an annual subscription, a year annual subscription to Newspaperscom, and that is a $79.99 value. So that is a huge, that's a great gift. I mean, whether it's a gift for you or it's one that you give to someone else, it makes a perfect gift for a fellow family researcher, a genealogist, even an educator, a teacher would even find use for this. Melanie, you love newspapers. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad, because it's good to include those newspapers when we're doing our research, and I will touch more on some bonuses when you do that. Newspaperscom, they have over 5,800 newspapers, and when I say that, I believe that's 5,800 titles on the multiple types of names of newspapers that they have, and their newspapers date from 1700s all the way to 2000s, and I'm talking years. They actually have, and I went on to double check and look, because when you go on their website, you'll see up in the top right corner there are numbers, and I've noticed before these numbers have changed, so it's like a rotating number to let you know how many pages that their total pages they have available for you to research. So last check, it was 335,833,588 total pages. That's a lot of newspapers, people. That is way many more newspapers than I can even imagine. That's a lot of newspapers. So there's a lot of research potential when you're looking at Newspaperscom, and include newspapers in the research that you do. Like I said before, this is perfect for genealogists, family historians, researchers of all kind, and teachers. Let's see. I was going to let you know some of the search collections that you can do that they have. You can look at birth announcements, marriages, deaths, crimes, sports, and there's so many more things and topics that you can look at when you're using newspapers in your research. You can search by. Okay, I have a couple questions. I'm going to take a break and go to answer some of these questions real quick. This is from Tim, and this is through Facebook. And Tim wants to know, I will now be able to find my 2 times great-grandfather's obituary then, right? Okay, Tim, I hope you can find your great-grandfather's obituary. One thing I want to tell you, I don't want to say, yes, you will find his obituary in the newspaper, and the reason I'm saying that is because it depends on, one, where he died, when he died, and I'm sorry, but it also has to do with his family status and his financial situation at that time. Putting obituaries in the newspaper was not a mandatory thing. It was not a typical thing. Not everybody had an obituary. And that's because you had to pay to have your obituaries put in the newspaper. So I would like to say, yes, you're going to find it. I don't want to give you false hope and say that, yes, you definitely will. But newspapers, these newspapers that they have on Newspaperscom are like the typical newspapers, and they do have obituaries in them. But like I said, I cannot guarantee that you're going to find your 2 times great-grandfather's obituary in there. I hope that answers some of your question. And like I said, I don't want to give you false hope and give you a stamp of guarantee saying yes, you will find it, because I cannot guarantee that you will. I will tell you this: if you are looking for his obituary and you are hoping to find it in newspapers, and if you haven't, maybe visit the church there in that community, or visit the local historical society, or the state archives. If it's a small community, you might find it within the historical society or the church. The church is really a pretty good place to go and check out and see. So that's just a little added extra advice for you, a path for you to go to look to find the information that you're looking for. Another question, this is from Sally. Sally, will they have some of the smaller community newspapers from 1820s? Like I said, they have 5,800 newspapers that are on there. I'm not going to tell you, yes, I don't know what community you're referring to and how small the community is. I will say, when you're looking in the 1820s, most of the time, if you're talking some rural areas, really small, like country towns, chances are, if they have individual newspapers now, they might not have had them then, so you might have to look out a little bit further and spread your search. So, for instance, let's say, for instance, in Missouri. Okay, if you were researching in Missouri, and I'm going to use Eldon as an example. If you are looking for a newspaper in Eldon, Missouri during a certain time frame, you're not going to find a newspaper that was titled the Eldon, like the Eldon newspaper, which I do not know what the title of that newspaper is. I know they have one now, but you would have had to look in Tuscumbia. So you had to look maybe a little bit outside of the area, maybe in the not in the county where the county office is at, the county seat is at. That might be where you'll want to start looking at in some of those, for those newspapers. So I know that's kind of a roundabout question, and it's not a definite yes, but I can't give you a definite yes on it because I don't know the area that you're talking about. Okay, how you guys doing over here on YouTube live feed? You guys all doing good? Following along? Have any questions? I want to make sure that the feed and everything is coming through okay for you guys. So when looking at newspapers.com, when you're doing the research, you're able to search by keywords. You can also search, when you enter your keywords, you can break it down to the year, you can break it down to the location, the city, and like you were just asking me a while ago, Sally, when you're looking at the newspapers there, you can break it down by the keywords and the city and the county, and it'll break it down smaller for you. So you'll go to the state, and then you'll go to the city to where you're hoping to find that newspaper at. You might not find that exact town that you're looking at, so make sure you have a map close by. I would advise you to have a map close by so you can look at the surrounding towns around the small community you're referring to, and see if any of those towns are listed on that feed, on that search engine that they have on Newspaperscom. Okay, you can also search by the year, the month, and the date. So when you're going over to search, oh good, Melanie, thank you. So you can break it down, so it makes it's an easy search. It's easy search engine that they have there. It's really easy to use. It's friendly. They also have something called clippings, which I really like. It's a clipping, yeah, clippings. It's to where you can clip what it is that the article or what it is that you see out of the newspaper that you want. You can clip it and save it over onto like a clipboard. And what's nice is you have your own clipboard, but you also have the ability to view other clippings that other people make. So you can go in there. I think the tab, I think it just says clippings, and you click on it, and it will take you to the clippings page. And then you can search those clippings that are there. And maybe somebody clipped something that you're looking for, and it might save you some time. So it might be worth it sometimes to head over there and see if somebody else is researching that same, maybe that same surname, that same family, same incident, whatever it is that you're looking for. Okay, Tim is back again. Hi, Tim. And Tim would like to know, can I clip and print? Okay, well, like I said, you can clip and put it on the board or on that little clip area. And yes, you can clip and print. You ought to be able to, you can print, and you can size it down so you don't print out the whole paper. You can clip a little section of the newspaper that you are specifically looking for. Now, I will tell you this. If you're going to clip something out of the newspaper, one important thing to do is, and I'm telling you, there are a lot of genealogists and researchers who are sticklers for this, and it makes it's a good practice to get into. Whenever you take an article out of that newspaper, make sure that somewhere that you note what that newspaper, the name of the newspaper, the year, the page. You got to be able to cite where that came from, because it's a painful experience when you're sitting there and going through stuff and you find there's a newspaper clipping and it has all the information you want and it's missing the exact date as to when it was in the newspaper, and you really would like to have that. So make sure that you take that information and note that down. Also, don't forget to include that. But yes, you can take it, clip it, put it over there in the clippings, and you should be able to take it and paste it and put it over on what it is that you're wanting to attach it to and print it out. Nikki wants to know now, will it save directly to my family tree? I don't know on that one. My advice would be to visit, there's the link down below. You can go to the Newspaperscom link down below that I have and go visit their website and see. I don't think you can clip it and attach it right then and there directly to your tree. What you might be able to do is like what Tim had asked, if you can clip it and print it, maybe clip it and paste it over on a Word page and then attach it to your tree that way. I'm not sure if you can. I don't know. I don't want to give you incorrect advice on that. I am sorry. I do not know if they do that or not. Another cool thing that I want to point out, I hope that answers. Thank you guys for your questions. I really appreciate all of the questions you guys have. Right now, this is so much fun. Okay, so let's see here. I want to point out another cool thing on the map, or on the Newspaperscom. They have a map that's there, and a red pin shows. So when you're looking for the newspapers, if you're not specifically sure, but you have an idea of the region, and you don't have, for instance, who was it I was talking to? I think it was Sally. Sally was asking me about the small communities, if they had a community paper. This is a nice tool to have if you don't have a map like I was talking about, having a county map or state map to look and see the surrounding towns to help narrow down where those newspapers might be at. They have where you can, it's like a little red pin drops in that state where all of those newspapers are at. So that's a nice a nice tool to have that they have available for you while you're on their website. Let's see. Melanie says ancestors can save it too. Just let all of you know. Ancestor can save it too. Just let them. Oh, Ancestry.com. Yes, Ancestry.com. Now this is, and I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning. Thank you, Melanie, for bringing that up. Newspapers.com is owned by Ancestry.com. So it all kind of works together. So you can see some of these articles. If you have an Ancestry.com membership, you can, when you're doing some of your searching in there and you put in your search engines, you might see where there's newspaper articles that come up, and some of those articles do come up from newspaper.com. So yes, you are right. Some of those things you can save directly if you're in that Ancestry, if you're on your Ancestry page. No, your typing's okay, hon. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the map, little map red pins that drop, that's a nice extra tool to have when you're sitting there trying to figure out the closest newspaper that was in print that they have for you to look at, to research, close to that relative of yours. Somebody wants to know is, yes, I did say that Ancestry.com owns Newspapers.com, and Kathleen would like to know if they do, is there a special package deal? Sometimes they do offer special packages. Ancestry does in combination with Newspapers.com. Right now at this time, I do not know. You're close to the holidays, so you would think that they would. I cannot guarantee that. Again, click on the link down below and go visit and see if they do. I don't know. I'm sorry, that I do not know. And do they ever run specials on their subscription? Kathleen wants to know. They do run specials on their subscription. They do run different specials throughout the year. And like your question before, if they run a package deal on them, I don't know. If they're not running a package deal, they might be running a special on just the subscription to Newspapers.com. So I recommend going on ahead, going over to their site, clicking down below, and visiting them and see if they are having any specials. Sorry, I have another message here coming through, and I just want to make sure. Oh, thank you. They like the Santa hat. Thanks. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. What else can I tell you here about it? Do you guys have any questions over here on YouTube right now about Newspapers.com? Nope. Okay. Let's see here. We'll keep on going. Yes. Okay. All right. Tim now wants to know if I want the whole paper. So I'm guessing if you want to copy the whole paper, they have on the newspaper. Boy, that's stumped me, Tim. That's a good one. You can copy and clip and copy and paste and research a whole newspaper. And do they have all pages of the newspaper? On some of the newspapers, you'll have to remember, it depends on what condition they're in. I'm sure they might be missing segments of the paper if it was not looking too good when they got it or when it was scanned in to their database. As far as if you want the whole paper, I guess if you want to print the whole paper out, you can. I would say yes, if you want to print out the whole paper, by all means, go right on ahead. You must be doing a big research project, or there must be a lot of information in one paper that you are looking for. That's great. That's awesome that you can do that. Sarah wants to know if these are all the original newspapers. Yes, and are the advertisements included in it? Yes, they're just like a regular newspaper that you get now. When you go to purchase your newspaper now, they have all of the advertisements in them. You're going to see advertisements in these papers also, and sometimes that's a fun thing to do. If you have ancestor, and yes, Sarah does have an ancestor, and that's why she asked that question. She has an ancestor that had a business. They made saddles, and she's looking for business advertisement. That is awesome. That is really cool. Yes, you there are different ways that you might be able to find their, let me know when, what time frame you're looking at, because it can be a typical advertisement like you see now in the newspapers, you know, with a big ad that's been taken out, maybe the picture of the saddle or something, or it can be a small one. So make sure when you're looking, and if you're looking specifically for ads for an ancestor of yours that owned a business, or you thought they might be advertising something, they're not all in big ads, block ads like you see. Some of them are in small. Makes you think if you're looking for something on sale, like a garage sale or whatever. So they can be little small ads that are in there. So make sure when you're looking, you look pretty close at them and see, because it might not be exactly where you thought it would be. And yes, obituaries are funny. Thank you, Nikki. Yes, obituaries can be funny to read. Some of them, that's kind of okay, Nikki. Yes, I see what you're saying. Some obituaries, when you read them, I actually did some blog postings on it, on some obituaries that I saw in the newspaper, and how they've changed over the years. How they went from, I mean, some of them were really strange, like what we would think is strange. A perfect example, I'll use it only because it's on my side of the family. It started off, the Grim Reaper came to the home. So normally now you don't see that as the heading or the first line in an obituary. So I think that's what you're talking about, Nikki, and you're right. Some of them are a little interesting to read. You never know what you're going to come across when you read some of them and see what's in there. So, hey guys, okay, we've been doing this now for 21 minutes because I have my timer over here. So do you guys have any more questions or anything on newspapers.com? And newspapers.com, yes, they are linked to social media sites, to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and they have a blog on their site, so that's a good thing to do. If you're looking at newspapers.com, go on ahead and go over there and look at their blog page and see some of the information that's over there. They do have some really good how-to and tips on using newspapers.com in your research, and using newspapers all together in your research, and how to make the best of those. I always say to everyone, it is important. I think it's really important to include newspapers in your research, because you will get pieces of information that sometimes you won't find in that actual document. As in the census records, birth, death, because think about it, newspapers, they hold some information about sports. Who knew you might find out some sport that your ancestor played in, some activity that they did, or a party that they went to. So they're really interesting to read. They're really fun to read. I like including them in there because of the content that you can find in those newspapers, and include them in your family research. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I appreciate it. This has been a whole lot of fun. And I am looking here now because I was going to ask you guys a question. Remember, I have to ask you a question at the end. Now remember, there to register, all you have to do is go down below and click the link that's down below, and it's labeled, let me see real quick here. I'll go over here and look, because I know somebody had a question in reference to what it was titled under. Okay, this time I have it, register to win, and win is all in uppercase. So make sure that you check all the links down below, and you click the thumbs up button and hit that share button. It'll give you 5 extra points each to register for this giveaway. And when you click that register to win link, you can register there by filling out your email information and registering for ARodesky Genealogy e-news, and that is a requirement. That is the only requirement, but if you want to increase your chances, there are plenty of other opportunities. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button here, share it, visit my Twitter page and my Pinterest page. So there's a lot of opportunities for you guys to increase your chances of winning. Before I forget, you can win this. You can register to win this one and all 12 that are going to be in this 12 days of research. So if you want to go back and look at day 1, 2, and 3, please do. you can check the links down below because this is all in one episode. I have all of my 12 days of research giveaways all linked together. So, but the question today, if you can answer the question down below and let me know, when searching newspapers, do you focus in one area? Are you going to be focusing in one area? Do you focus in one area? For example, obituaries, engagements. What is the area that you like to focus at when you're doing your research and including newspapers? And I have the feeling I know exactly where Tim is going to say. Tim, it's obituaries. I guarantee. That's okay. Go on ahead and put it down there. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I want to thank Newspaperscom for sponsoring this channel and for giving me the opportunity to offer this subscription to you guys. This is a great subscription, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a new giveaway. And I can't tell you what it is yet. You'll just have to wait and see, but you'll want to check it out. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.